Hello, I'm Allison Davies, Communication Assistant with Regional Tourism Organization 7, and I'm joined today by Scott Allison. He's a coach with the T3 Accelerator program. Scott has been assisting local tourism businesses across BruceGreySimcoe through the T3 program, and we're going to catch up with him today just to find out a little bit about how that program works. Thanks for joining us, Scott. I was hoping we could just start out with some insight on your background in the industry.
Sure, Allison. Nice to have this opportunity to chat with you. I have spent my career in the travel and hospitality industry and really have covered tour operating, airlines, uh, travel retail. I ran the sales and marketing for Canada's largest travel agency company, travel management company, and but most recently I've been in the hotel industry and most recently ran Marriott Hotels in Canada and participated in the acquisition of Delta Hotels and Starwood Hotels, or at least the Canadian part of the Starwood chain. So I've had a lot of insight from that perspective. I also was the vice chair for Destination Canada. I actually served on that board for quite some time. So I also have the perspective of being with a marketing organization and going through the rebranding of Destination Canada when we came up with Keep Exploring. So really a good perspective from that side. And so when I moved to Collingwood and retired, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to give something back to the community and in an area that I know something about. So it's been really a great pleasure being a coach with this T3 organization.
Great. It sounds like T3 is awfully lucky to have you. That's a wealth of experience and expertise that you have to offer. Can you just explain, if a local tourism business is watching this, what would they get out of joining the T3 program? What are the benefits and advantages?
Well, I think one of the biggest benefits is that the T3 program has a number of coaches with various backgrounds, some that are very specialized in marketing or human resources or finance, others like me that have a broader, more strategic background and the opportunity to help an entrepreneur get more tightly focused on their business, understand maybe where the best areas to focus their resources, their time and money, which are really for most entrepreneurs, the two most valuable resources. But I also think it comes down to not being like a long-term consulting program. This is really a coaching session where we come in and we really help them focus in a 2-hour period of time on 2 or 3 or 4 things that they can do that are manageable and actionable right away, so that they're not looking at a whole laundry list of things. Often entrepreneurs, particularly in our industry here in this RTO 7 area where they're seasonal, oftentimes they're going crazy for a good part of the year, and then other parts of the year they have more time. But you want them to be able to do something that's both actionable and manageable without it being a laundry list of recommendations. And then the opportunity to then bring in other coaches that maybe to fine tune the work that's being done. So get right at an issue like human resources, which is such a big challenge for tourism organizations. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, and it coaches with vast experiences.
Yeah, it sounds like a great program. I think that a lot of people have been tapping into the coaching aspect, and you're right, there's a really wide variety of coaches available on every subject you could need. So,
Right. And I think that we also have learned a lot as we've been doing this. I've been involved right from the beginning. And every time we do another coaching exercise, the next time we have a meeting, we can kind of share things that we've learned and things that have worked well. So, from a coaching perspective, so we can, use best practices. And I think that's been helpful too.
great. And obviously, these are really complex times to own a tourism business in the area or anywhere really in the world, I suppose. And I just wondered if you had any short tips you could share for businesses who are struggling at the moment.
Well, I think first of all, it's a great business, and it's been a business that has survived a lot of challenges over time. This being by far the most significant challenge. On a positive note, though, as tourism recovers and as travel becomes again something that people can do, it will be local tourism that will come back first. People will get in their cars and do short haul getaways, and they'll do that before they start getting on airplanes. Generally, I really feel strongly that positions an area like RTO7 and the businesses in this area to be really well positioned to take advantage of a recovery. People really have come to believe that travel is something that's a given, not it's almost like a want and something that you feel that you're entitled to. So people will be looking for ways to get away. And I think what you want to be able to do is really stay close to your customers, as close to your best customers as you possibly can through a really smart social media program and other ways of ensuring that you don't lose touch with that customer, so that when we recover and when things get better, that customer still has awareness that you're open, that you've been doing things while under pandemic rules and protocols, and will want to come back and revisit you. And I think the second thing is maintain as much liquidity as you possibly can. Cash is going to be really important as you come through this. So find ways to, if you can, generate cash, but protect the money that you do have, so that that you have the ability to invest for the recovery. So be smart with your money. Certainly, some people have taken the time during the pandemic to reinvest in their business and do renovations and other things that maybe they've put off, and this has given them the opportunity to do that. And other people have really looked again at the most important part of their business and focused on that, and maybe spent less time with pieces of the business that were either new or exploratory, and maybe set them to the side. So we've seen examples of both, where people have tried new things and have pivoted, and that's good, but you have to be very careful that it doesn't become something that consumes too much time and money. So those are kind of a few key tips, but I do think, the other thing I would say is work with RTO7. RTO7 has extraordinary resources available, and also stay in touch with RTO7, because any new government program, it's RTO7 that can quickly get that information to entrepreneurs. And then also stay connected to other businesses in the community. There's nothing like networking among your peers and even your competitors sometimes to help keep you grounded on what's happening in the recovery.
Great. Yeah, I think that's one message we've tried to get across consistently through all of this, is that as a tourism business in the area, you're not alone. There are lots of resources, and I think
Right.
T3 is a great one in this time too.
Great.
Yeah.
I think it is
So
too. I've really enjoyed it.
good. So hopefully you'll be hearing from more local businesses. And thanks so much for your time explaining your role as a coach. And yeah, I really appreciate everything you've been doing to help out.
Great. It's my pleasure, Allison. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
All the best.
Bye.